Welcome to The Explainer, where we break down big ideas. And today, we are diving deep into a really powerful one, James Clear's game-changing book, Atomic Habits.
So we've all been there, right? You decide you're going to build a new habit, maybe exercise more, eat healthier, read every single day, and it works. For a little while. But then, life happens, and before you know it, you've slipped right back into your old routines. But what if the problem isn't you? What if it's not about your motivation at all? What if the whole approach we've been taught is just wrong?
Okay, so here's the idea that flips everything on its head. It's not about making these huge, monumental changes. It's about the incredible compounding power of just getting 1% better every single day. Do that for a year, and you don't just get a little better, you end up 37 times better than where you started. That is the magic of tiny gains.
All right, so let's really dig into this, because this idea is the engine that drives everything else in the book. It's all about the absolutely astonishing force of these small, almost invisible actions compounding over time.
I mean, just look at the math here. It is staggering. Getting 1% better every day makes you 37 times better. But getting 1% worse, you decline almost to zero. A choice that feels so small in the moment, like one more push-up or one less sugary drink, is actually guiding your life to a totally different destination. The question is, are your daily choices compounding for you or against you?
And this quote from James Clear just nails it. Habits are the compound interest of self-improvement. It completely reframes everything. Success isn't some big event. It's just the product of your daily habits. Think about it. Your health, your knowledge, your relationships, they're all just lagging measures of what you repeatedly do. You really do get what you repeat.
So if our results are just a lagging measure of our habits, that leads us to a really radical idea from the book. What if our obsession with setting goals is actually the thing that's holding us back?
Okay, so here's the distinction. Goals are great. They tell you where you're going. You want to win a championship, right? But the systems are what actually get you there. It's how the team recruits, how they practice every single day. The goal sets the direction, but the system is what makes the progress.
And when you really think about it, a goals-only mindset has some serious flaws. I mean, every team in the league wants to win the championship, so the goal itself doesn't separate the winners from the losers. And what happens when you finally achieve the goal? Often, your motivation just collapses. You get this yo-yo effect because the thing that was pushing you forward is suddenly gone.
And this all leads to one of the most powerful lines in the entire book. You ready? You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Wow. It's a call to fall in love with the process, not just the prize. Because when the big game is over, it's your commitment to the system that lets you keep going.
Now we get to what I think is the most profound, the most important shift in the whole book. It's this idea that it's not really about what you want to achieve, it's about who you wish to become. See, most of us try to change from the outside in. We start with the outcome we want, like, I want to lose 20 pounds. Then we think about the process. But true, lasting change, the kind that actually sticks, works from the inside out. It starts with your identity. It starts with what you believe about yourself.
This example just shows it perfectly. Someone who says, "No thanks, I'm trying to quit," still sees themselves as a smoker who's resisting. They're fighting their own identity. But the person who says, "No thanks, I'm not a smoker," that's a fundamental identity shift. The behavior just follows what they already believe to be true about themselves.
So the big question is, how do you change your identity? Well, you can't just wish for it. You have to prove it to yourself with small wins. The goal isn't just to read a book, it's to become a reader. Every time you work out, you cast a vote for I'm an athletic person. Every time you write one page, you cast a vote for I'm a writer. So we know we need to focus on our systems, and we need to build our identity with these small wins. But how do we actually do it? How do we design these habits? Well, this is the best part. The book gives us a super simple, memorable, and really practical toolkit to make it happen.
First things first, we have to understand the basic mechanics. Every single habit you have, good or bad, follows this simple 4-step loop in your brain. There's a cue, which is the trigger. That leads to a craving. That motivates a response, which is the habit itself. And that delivers a reward, which satisfies the craving. Cue, craving, response, reward. The 4 laws of behavior change are basically just levers you can pull to hack this loop. To build a good habit, you make the cue obvious, the craving attractive, the response easy, and the reward satisfying. And if you want to break a bad habit, you guessed it, you just invert them.
Make it invisible, unattractive, difficult, and unsatisfying. One of the most powerful ways to use that first law, make it obvious, is a technique called habit stacking. You don't have to find brand new time in your day. You just piggyback your new habit onto an old one. So the formula is simple. After my current habit, I will do my new habit. For example, after I pour my morning coffee, I will meditate for 1 minute. Simple, right?
So when you boil it all down, the real point is this. Your habits are not just about what you get. They're about who you become. Every tiny action, every small choice is like a vote you cast for the type of person you want to be. So the question the book leaves us with is a really powerful one. With your actions today, who are you voting to become?